Sup guys, Leon Mookie here, and I'm back with another part of What If Izuku Was Trained by Ryu Hayabusa. This is part 20. In the last part, Izuku fought against Stain, but felt overwhelmed by fear until Shoto came to help him out, with both of them working together to defeat Stain. But Stain planned on killing himself with Izuku, but Izuku dodged at the right time before Hayato came in and killed Stain as a mercy kill. Before then, Izuku confronted Iida, telling him what he'd done was stupid, with Iida apologizing to Izuku and Shoto. So, with that said, let's get into this. Right after their conversation, both Hayato, Manuel, and even the chief of police of Hosu enter their room, with the chief basically telling Izuku and Shoto that they didn't have the right to use their quirks on the hero killer or even damage him. With that, they would be recommended because of their actions. Hearing this, Shoto being pissed and saying, "Sir, but isn't a hero's job is to protect others? If it wasn't for Omega, then the hero killer would have killed Iida. And if it wasn't for Midoriya, who knows what the hero killer would have done with Native?" As soon, the chief of police saying, "Well, it's already shown that UA hasn't taught you well enough." As Shoto gets pissed off, but Izuku stepping in front of Shoto, saying, "Chill, Todoroki. I bet there's more to this that you would just say this outright besides not just arresting us as we speak. Is that it?" As the chief of police saying, "You're sharp, kid. Sharper than I expected. The fact is that none of you will be taking the credit for defeating defeating the hero killer. In fact, it will actually go to Omega instead. Not any of you. But at least take my signs of gratitude for doing something we adults should have taken care of years ago." As he soon bows before Izuku and Shoto, with Shoto saying, "Well, at least you could have said with that from the beginning." As Izuku couldn't help but give a little bit of a smirk, with Hayato saying, "Izuku's smiling. Huh, there's a first time for everything, I guess." As soon, Izuku saying, "I apologize for causing you trouble, and for you having to kill Stain." As Izuku bows before his master's closest friend, with Hayato saying, "It's okay, Izuku. Hell, if anything, I would have put down the hero killer even if he didn't, well, do his suicide, the Black Spider Clan suicide technique." As Izuku saying, Master Hayato." As soon, Iida comes up to Manuel saying, "I apologize for causing you trouble, Manuel. Please forgive me," saying, "You did cause a lot of trouble, but as your supervisor, I guess it only makes sense that I should have stopped you beforehand. Just shows that I need to improve as well." As soon, Shoto feels like the odd one out since Endeavor isn't here, but if anything, I think he's glad that he isn't here anyway. As time goes by, Hayato is in his hero agency's office as he looks at the news about the hero killer, basically saying that his death has basically shown the end of the hero killing spree, which now that heroes and civilians can now rest easy. However, deep in the underbelly of Japan, as villains began to feel inspired by the hero killer, as his origin story begins to leak out to the world, even though the little speech that he gave to all the heroes in Endeavor alongside Izuku, Iida, and Shoto, he didn't give that out. Many people were still inspired by Stain and his ideals about who he believes are true heroes in some way. So, of course, people like Spinner, Dabi, and Toga would still seek out the League of Villains. Knowing this, Ryu would actually, during his time working as a, temporary sidekick for Hayato at his agency, he would actually be wanting to get more information on the League of Villains and how many recruits that they would get doing this due to Stain's will and his ideas as well. Before then, he soon called for Ayame as she came to the agency, and soon Ryu gave a certain sword to Ayame, as she was surprised, wondering why, saying to give it to Izuku. As the internships finally end, both Izuku and Shinso leave Hayato's agency, with Hayato saying, "It's good to have the both of you here. Izuku, you've grown really strong, and it looks like you're finally able to master your fear against the black spiders. I'm truly proud of you. And if Ryu was here, I think he would be saying, I haven't completely got over my fear yet. But over time, if I keep training, I will overcome my fear of them. One day. Truly, one day." As Shinso is actually confused and surprised on what the hell is going on, with Hayato looking at Shinso saying, "Shinso, you seriously need some work. You need to continue practicing every day if you want to be on the same level as Izuku, or even come close to becoming that of a true shinobi." And Shinto saying, I get it. I'll work at it." But Hayato soon saying, "But you got potential and the true skills of what it truly means to be a ninja." Ayame was right. Same also goes for Izuku. So you got potential. So don't let your laziness or your lack of experience hold you back. You still have that potential. As Shinto saying, "Thanks, I guess, Omega." As soon, Izuku disappears with Shinto saying, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Does he do that all the time?" As Hayato saying, Yes, he does. He's exactly just like his master." As Shinto soon sighs and just walks back to the train station, with Hayato soon entering his agency once more. As everyone finally arrives back at UA, certain people such as, Sero and Kirishima were laughing at Bakugo's hairstyle that he had from Best Jeanist. As everyone began explaining their hero agencies and what they've learned and gained, as Kendo basically complains that she didn't really learn much, but she did learn about fashion and being a marketable hero, which to her doesn't really gain a lot. As even Momo feels kind of depressed about that too. However, soon after, Kaminari points at Izuku and Shoto about what happened, as Kendo soon walks to Izuku, saying that she was worried about him especially when she sent out that group message, as Izuku saying he apologizes for worrying her, and thanks her for actually telling Shoto to watch my back if anything, and bows before her, as she soon blushes, saying, "You don't need to do that, Izuku. Trust me." As soon everyone began realizing that Kendo has been calling Izuku by his first name instead of his last name, like everyone else does for a while now. As soon Mina begins thinking that, are they an item? As both Izuku and Kendo began blushing, with Kendo trying to say that's not it at all, as Izuku doesn't say anything and just turns around. However, Kaminari still makes the comment about, the hero killer, about his origin, even though he's dead now. But then the video still leaked to the net and everything, and basically says on what kind of person he is and what inspired him to become the hero killer. As Kaminari is kind of thinks it's cool, with soon Jiro basically saying, "Are you an idiot? You know what happened to Iida." With Iida saying, "It's okay. I let my anger, my blind hatred and grief controlled my actions. And I can now understand what the hero killer was trying to do. But he strayed from that path that he was trying to do. Instead, now, what led him to something darker. If anything, I had to thank the hero Omega for freeing me, if anything. And his certain sidekicks, too, as he soon looks at Izuku, but with Izuku giving off a smile, as Izuku saying, you know what, guys? I think we should all get into our seats. Who knows when Mr. Aizawa is going to show up? Trust me, and we don't want to get on his bad side." As soon everyone else agreed, with Iida soon smiling, with Izuku saying, "I'll take my job as class rep serious from now on. I did before, but I'll do it 110% now. This is for you, Iida. I promise to live up to your expectations, my friend." As he looks at his glasses-wearing classmate. As soon time goes by, with everyone showing off their skills and abilities that they learned from their internships, with soon Ayame wanting to see what they learned, with them doing the same rescue training exercise, race being a race to who can get to Ayame first, being the same people starting out first, being Izuku, Zero, Ojiro, Mina, and Iida as well. As soon everyone begins thinking on who has the better advantage, as many people say Zero and possibly Izuku, as they've seen what Izuku can do, especially being able to, but they haven't seen him actually run up and walk up walls before. However, soon Kendo saying, "I think actually Izuku has a chance to win this. I mean, me and Suyu have seen what he can do." But Suyu saying, he can walk up water if that's the thing. As everyone is actually surprised, even Bakugo saying, "What the hell did you say, Frog Girl? You saying that Deku can walk on water?" And saying, well, he did do it to save us from the villains here in the USJ. And I know I wasn't hallucinating when I saw it. As Kendo saying, "Yeah, I saw the whole thing too." As Bakugo saying, "Damn it. Deku is able to do stuff like that now? If he's able to pass this in no time, I swear I'm going to get even more angry." As soon they begin with Zero getting the early lead. However, Izuku passed Zero like it was nothing, basically jumping from platform to platform and even running up walls and pipes like they were nothing. Because everyone is still shocked that Izuku is faster than they expected. As he even began using his kunai to climb up certain walls that he couldn't run up in a long time. So thanks to Hayato's training, he's a lot more faster and a lot more agile than he was before. And plus, he even has higher stamina than he did before too. Couple minutes later, Izuku makes it there first, second being Zero, third being Iida, fourth being Mina, and fifth being Ojiro. As Ayame saying, "Quite impressive. I think some of you've actually pretty improved quite a bit. Even you, Iida. I know you're kind of injured after all with your encounter with the hero killer. So, seeing that you're able to still keep up with everybody easily, I think you have improved during your internship." As Iida saying, "Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate the words of praise that you have given me." As soon Ayame soon whispers to Izuku, and she says, meet me on the top of the school building at the end of the school day. There's something I need to talk to you about, Izuku." As she said this for a split second before everyone noticed, saying, "All right, time for you all go and get to the next team up here." As she soon grabs her clipboard from behind her and saying, all right, the next group, it's your turn to come up here. As everyone as the first group leaves, the next group goes up. As time finally goes by, Izuku changes out of his, hero costume and switches to his school uniform and runs up the rooftop of UA school building. As he's soon mixed up there, he sees Ayame. As Izuku is surprised, so, is this where you always come to from time to time? Or is this just a special place that you just feel like meeting? As Izuku soon looks at the view, as he can get the view of the entire city from this height, and even see the ocean while the sun is setting. As Izuku saying, it's beautiful, truly beautiful. As Ayame saying, yes it is. UA has an amazing view up the city. Not many people would kill for a view like this. As Izuku saying, so, what's the real reason, Big Sis Ayame, that you call me here? As she's saying, for this. As she soon pulls out a sword that was behind her. Soon, Izuku looks at it as he is remind what it looks like. Saying, is that what I think it is? Is saying, yes, this is the blade of the Archfiend. As Izuku is shocked and surprised, seeing the blade that was the pride and joy of the Black Spider Clan, once wielded by its former head, Genshin. As Izuku asks, Big Sis Ayame, why the hell do you have this? As saying, well, Ryu wanted me to give you this sword if you were able to defeat, the hero killer. So, as Izuku saying, but when I need to make a pact with the Archfiend, is saying, normally, yes. But given that Ryu was able to, wield the sword even without making a pact with the Archfiend, makes sense that you could too. But just in case that you're not strong-willed, Ryu placed a seal on the hilt of the blade, infused it with his blood, and keeps the sword at bay, and keeps the sword demonic power at bay. So you won't be inheriting any of the sword's spiritual power. Basically, its true form, you won't have access to that, but you will have access to the sword's basic abilities, allowing its wielder super strength and speed, of course. And it is still the one sword that can rival the dragon sword, after all. As he's saying, that is true. As he soon reached for the sword, Ayame soon brings it back to her, saying, I ain't giving you this sword just yet, Izuku. Saying, but Master Ryu said I had to give it to you. He didn't say when I would give it to you. You had to prove it to me that you earned this sword. Saying, but with Ayame saying, Hayato told me that you are still afraid of the Black Spider clan. Even you were able to overcome it because Todoroki was there to support you and be there by your side. I need you to prove to me that you can handle yourself even without help. After all, a ninja must be flexible and even must take on dangerous situations without any support. You've had help in many of your battles ahead of time, and you've also fought against your own classmates who haven't even rivaled to what you've gone through. As he's saying, I guess you're right. As saying, of course I'm right. So you're gonna have to prove to me during your finals. Wait, during my finals? Yeah, that's right. If you can get a decent enough score on your finals, both written and practical, then I'll allow you the sword. So, how's that, Izuku? As Izuku is in deep thought, as he soon looks at the sword, and then looks at the woman that he sees as his big sister, and saying, "Fine, I will. I'll pass my finals, and I'll give it my all. I promise." As soon she's saying, "Now that's what I love to hear, Izuku." And she soon disappears, with Izuku still on the top of the roof, looking at the sunset, saying, you know, this would be a pretty great enough for you to bring up with somebody that you actually care about. As he soon begins thinking of Kendo, and begins blushing like crazy, saying, what the hell am I thinking? I am not the romantic type of guy. As he soon jumps down. A couple days later, Aizawa soon brings up what they'll be doing for the summer, being the UA summer camp, which they'll be training to improve their quirks and skills. However, they would have to, have to pass finals to be eligible for the summer camp. As hearing this, some people were actually freaked out, some were actually confident, and some were just, don't really care too much. As for Izuku, he actually he's not really too worried about it in that category, actually. With it now being lunch, as everybody begins thinking what they're going to be doing for the practical exam of the finals, as Izuku is basically deep in thought, thinking on what they are going to do for the practical exam, as it only seems logical that they would be doing something that would revolve around Hero Base, possibly that they would have to deal with the robots, as Izuku says this, He feels like somebody was going to elbow him, as he soon just dodges to the right, actually, as saying, whoa, those reflexes of yours really are something, Midoriya, saying, Monoma, what an unexpected and unwarranted surprise. Why were you trying to elbow me? Saying, you were thinking too loudly, and also thinking about the finals, possibly thinking about such things, even though you were involved with the hero killer incident. Isn't that right? You and Todoroki. As Kendo saying, what are you trying to play at, Monoma? And say, I'm just saying, I think Class 1A can't help but be in the spotlight. Just because you, saying, you don't know anything, Monoma. As soon Monoma saying, Kendo, you were once part of Class 1B, so I'll give you some slack. But, knowing these guys, they can't help but be part of the spotlight. They can't help but cause trouble, as soon Shinto saying, so what do you think about Class 1A, Monoma? Is saying, I think they're a bunch of, as soon he blanks out and begins dropping all of his lunch, saying, sorry about him. He's quite a bit of an asshole when it revolves around you guys. My apologies. As Izuku saying, no problem, Shinso. I appreciate the help. And as saying, you were thinking about the entrance exam, right? You were kind of right about the robots. They're having us fight against them again, just like they did in the entrance exam. As saying, oh, cool. As Kendo saying, I was about to get some information about to ask a couple of seniors, being second years and third years, about this. Thanks for saving me some time, Shinzo. Saying, don't mention it. Besides, I'm doing it to repay a favor to Midoriya, if anything. You guys can do with the information what you want. And saying, and I'll be taking this idiot back to his table with me. And Shinzo soon drags Monoma back with him, with Izuku saying, he's really grown quite a bit in such a short time. He's really trying to take this seriously. But I should at least thank him for having my back, as Izuku smiles. Soon after giving this information to everyone in Class 1A as usual, both Mina and Kaminari are actually stoked and hyped that they can go all out since they're facing against robots. As soon Bakyo's saying, it doesn't really matter if we're going against robots or not. This is still important. As soon he begins blowing up onto the two goofballs as usual. As he soon points at Izuku, saying, Deku, I don't know what you did during your damn internships, but on how fast you improved and everything else that you've been doing for the past couple of months or so, it's seriously pissing me off. Not only that, the sports festival you won due to a damn fluke. You actually aggravating me and basically pissing me off. So, I won't accept it. During the finals, we'll all be knowing where we're standing now. New rankings from where we first started. So, you better watch out. Because I'm going to leave you in the dust, damn it. As Izuku's saying, you have a long way to go before you can reach my level, Kachan. As Baku's saying, why you? As he soon just storms off. As Izuku's saying, sometimes aggravating him is more work than anything. As Kendo's saying, so why do you do it? As saying, well, maybe because it's fun. And I don't know why. As soon, everyone was kind of confused about this, with Izuku actually saying something fun for once. Soon, a week has passed with everybody studying for the finals, with the next couple of days being finals week. As they soon prepare, everyone feels like they've got the written exam pretty well. And as they soon head to the practice areas where they would go for hero training, as they see all of the teachers there, with Class 1A feeling confused about this, wondering why. As Aizawa basically saying, so normally we all allow students for finals to face against robots. As both Mina and Kaminari begin excited, saying that this is going to be easy streak, and they're looking forward to the summer camp. However, soon Principal Nezu comes out of Aizawa's binding cloth, and basically saying that they're decided to change it up a bit. That, this time, they won't be fighting against robots. They'll be actually fighting against their teachers. As everyone's shocked, surprised, and somewhat terrified. And as Izuku's saying, so that's it. I figured that they would be changing up something due to the incidents on what happened for the past couple of months or so. As soon as I was saying, sharp as ever, Midoriya. That's to be expected. Normally, facing against one of us would be easy for you, given your right assortment of weapons and your well, quite flexible quirk. So, we want somebody who knows you both inside and out, and can take you on like it's nothing. And your partner will also be somebody who you will have a hard time trying to understand. As he's saying, hard time understanding. The only person that would be is, as he soon looks, saying, you've got to be shitting me. As then, as he also realized that their opponent will be, as soon, purple butterflies begin coming up behind both of them, as blades are already near their throats, saying, your opponent is me. Both of you have no chance. As Izuku began feeling a cold sweat down his face, saying, big sis, Ayame, as the terror has came back to him. And it's not the same terror that he felt against the hero killer. This terror was worse. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to hear them. Also, like and subscribe, which really helps out the channel a lot. So I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this. Also, check out my Discord and also my gaming channel, which will be in the links in the description below. So with all that said, this is Leon Mookie, signing out. Later.
Hi everyone, this is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!